Okay, so in today's video I've got week 14 of my 365 days of art challenge, so if you want to see what I do this week then keep on watching. Okay, so the first one that I did this week was another little like colour theory one. There seems to be, like I've said before, quite a few of these in this book. And for this one I've done like watercolour before. For this one I pulled out a set of pens, and you'll probably see I tried it in the corner first, and the first set that I pulled out bled through the paper, so I went back and got the zebra fine liners that I have used in some of the colouring ones before. And I decided to use those for this colour theory one this week because, like I say, I have used watercolour before. I'm not entirely sure if I've used pencil. I feel like I have, but I just knew that I hadn't used these sets of pens before for like a colour theory one, so I knew that I would get some different like colours out of that. So there's not like a massive variety of colours in this set, but I had enough to kind of fill this one in, and yeah, I think they came out okay in the end. There's definitely some more like vibrant colours and a lot darker colours in this one, so yeah, it kind of gets a little bit difficult because obviously there are so many in this book, like I've said before. And it just kind of feels like you're almost repeating yourself because there are only so many colour combinations you can do when you only have one set of pencils or one set of watercolours. It does get a little bit difficult, which is why, like I say, I chose a different medium this week. And yeah, I think they came out okay. I definitely still prefer the watercolour ones. I feel like they definitely do look better, but I don't hate this one. And yeah, it'll be one of those pages that when you flick through it will like grab your attention because of how like bright and colourful it is. But yeah, that was that one. I'm also currently, if you hear like weird noises in the background, I'm currently straightening my hair and getting ready for work, so that may be why. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, those were the last ones that I did, and then I just moved on to a calligraphy practice one. I feel like for these ones I definitely need to get a new brush pen because yeah, as you can see, I feel like I've said this before, but it doesn't fully like, it's not thick enough, I don't think, to be able to actually effectively do these, because even when I press down a little bit harder, it kind of just comes out as thin as like the other one anyway, so it's not really as effective. So I might actually buy a new brush pen because I do still have more calligraphy pages to do, but yeah, that was the one that I did this week. And then the next one that I moved on to was this one, which was just drawing some geometric shapes. It said it could be 2D or 3D, but I decided to go for 3D. I remember doing this in school quite a lot, so yeah, I went for 3D ones because on dotted paper like that they're super easy to do. So I just filled that in with like a pencil and then just did loads of different shapes, as you can see, loads of different shapes and different sizes, and I sort of like overlapped them a little bit to kind of make it look almost like a cohesive piece rather than just loads of shapes on a page. But yeah, that was a really quick and easy one this week, and it was one that was quite different to anything else that's in the rest of the book, which I really liked. So the next one that I did, I got the fine liners out again, and these were like circles that you had to colour in depending on like the mood. So basically you had to colour them in and then like assign a mood to the colours that you'd put in there. So yeah, like I said, I used my fine liners again just to do this, and I kind of I didn't use all different colours. As you can see in this one, I used the blue, then like a darker blue, and then repeated that pattern again. And then on the last ring I got a grey pen and did like the outer ring grey. And this one I decided to assign like sadness to it, or you know, being sad, because I just feel like sadness is a really like easy, like simple one to do, because obviously you just go for like the blues and like the cool toned colours. And then the next one I chose some yellows. I did sort of like a little bit of a gradient. I did a gradient between like yellow, orange and red, to signify like anger. But yeah, because I used these pens, I feel like I really limited what colours I could have used, which can sometimes be a good thing, because if not, you know, you end up with loads of different colours and they just look a bit odd together. But yeah, I definitely did limit my colour palette for this, which I feel like was a little bit, it did hinder me a little bit. It wasn't the easiest thing to do with such a limited colour palette. I was kind of just sat there staring at the colours for a little while, just trying to figure out what exactly I could do. So yeah, like I say, I went for sadness and anger on the top row, and then this third one that I'm doing, I did sort of a gradient with like yellow into green, and I did that one as envy, because obviously, you know, people say like green with envy, so I decided to do that for that one. And then the last one, I just had loads of like leftover colours in the pen set, like pinks and purples and stuff like that. So I just decided to kind of just go for the colours that I liked and the colours that like I enjoy. And then I believe, if I remember correctly, I literally only did this last night, so I should be able to remember, but if I remember correctly, I did this as like calmness, just because those are the sort of colours that I enjoy and I enjoy sort of like looking at, so I kind of don't really feel like any way about them in a way, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did this last one as like calmness. If I could have done, I would have used like a lighter purple, but I didn't have one, so yeah, that was my only option. Okay, so the next one that I did just basically said draw or write food that you've like easy quick food that you've been having lately. I think that's what it was, something along those lines, but I just wrote waffles, veg and gravy. That probably sounds insane, but I just have like potato waffles with veg, sometimes like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots maybe, sweet corn, peas, that sort of thing, with some gravy on top. It's just really like quick to do. Like roast potatoes are such an effort to do, so I'll just chuck some like waffles in the oven. They'll be done in like 10 minutes, and then I'm never like too crazy about meat anyway, not in terms of meals like that, like I can deal with it without meat, so I just have veg and gravy, and that is like my really lazy, I can't be bothered kind of dinner. So yeah, that was what I went for that one. And the next one, as you can see, is this parrot. Basically the prompt was to continue adding like details to them, like to the feathers and stuff, so I just went through with pens of like the correct colours like for the feathers, and I just put some little line work in, just to kind of make the feathers look a little bit different from each other. And yeah, that was a really quick and simple one. I think it literally took me like 5-10 minutes, but it's definitely one that if you wanted to, you could put loads and loads of effort into and make it really detailed, but I just wanted to make it quite a quick one because I was doing this really late at night and I really needed to go to bed, so I just did a really quick one. And then the last one I did this week was just adding faces to those little blobs on the page. And then, as always, I just filled in the tracker on the front and just highlighted all of them out as usual. So that was week 14 of my 365 days of art challenge. Let me know down below which your favourites were and if you have any ideas for future. But yeah, other than that, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you don't miss next week's video, and yeah, leave a comment down below. But other than that, I will see you next week. Bye.